Welcome to the Everyday is Saturday podcast, the #1 motivation show on the planet.
No more Mondays for you. It's time to make every day Saturday. Boom!
This is the podcast where we help you to accept who you are, not where you are.
On the roller coaster of life, you know we only sit in the front seat, champion. So make sure you are fastened and tight. Let's go!
Tired of feeling run down all the time during the week? We can help you make every day feel like it's a Saturday.
Let's go. Pack your bags. It's time to leave Averageville.
Introducing the man who thinks abnormal stands for above normal.
When you're on fire, people will travel from miles around to watch you burn, baby. We are fired up.
The host of the Everyday is Saturday show, Sam Crowley.
Hello, champion, and welcome back to the Everyday is Saturday podcast. Let's dive right into today's show. By the way, created an absolute insane offer. All right, if you're looking to launch your podcast, stick around to the end. I'll explain more about it. I'm not really a Black Friday guy. I've only been to one Black Friday. Wow, that is a story in and of itself. That I remember like it was yesterday. It was 2005. Holy moly, I about got stampeded. But I am going to create this offer. I guess you can call it Black Friday, but you don't got to wait till the day after Thanksgiving to take advantage of it. Stick around to the end. I'll chat more about it, and on the upcoming podcast, we'll tell you how you can take advantage of it as well. So think about your journey. Whenever you tried to do something, you know, maybe you tried something new, or you want to. Maybe you haven't even tried that thing that you've been thinking about for a long, long time. You know, there's information. People always think, I need information. I got to know. You don't need to know how at all. What you really got to do is get going, because when you get going in the direction, it doesn't matter how fast you go. What matters is you did the most important thing, and that is you made a decision. So many people are just sitting on the fence and like, oh, well, I'm going to wait. Waiting for what? You know, my wife and I were having a conversation this morning, and I say this a lot, man. Like, look, I got 25, maybe good years left. I don't know. I'm 55. Maybe I got 20. Maybe I got 10. You just don't know. And that's the thing that really drives me. I mean, I'm obsessed with the lifespan of, you know, a human being. And yeah, I go to the gym every day. I eat really well. Do I have pizza and wings? Of course I do. I fire back a beer here and there, a glass of wine. Absolutely. But those are very rare compared to what they used to be. My wife and I will get a bottle of wine once a week. And we make that into like a big thing. Like, we're getting a bottle of wine? Wow. And it's a $20 bottle. I mean, it's Decoy, Merlot, or Cab. Yeah, I'm a red wine guy. And what's funny that I never even tasted wine until our daughter was in Children's Hospital. You know that story, right? The 9 months she was fighting for her life. And I remember sitting around, it was, I don't know what it was, March or April or something like that. And I remember my sister used to bring wine with her when she would visit over the holidays. So that was, you know, around Christmas time. And there was these 3 bottles of red wine just sitting in our wine rack that we never used. I didn't even know we had a wine rack because we never drank it. And I was like staring at them. They were kind of calling my name. Come on over, Sam. Try. I'm like, hey, you know what? What's this thing about people that I see them reading a book and having a glass of wine at 9 o'clock at night? And I wonder what's to that. Well, poured myself a glass and I kind of got it. You know, it tasted good. Felt good. It was smooth. And ever since then, what was that, almost 10 years ago? I got kind of, I'm not an aficionado. I'm probably more of a connoisseur of wines under $20 than anybody, red wines under $20 than anybody. But it's funny when you find yourself in those situations and you think, well, how did I ever get started doing that? Well, I can tell you the day and the time and what it was like outside and the springtime. When I first had a glass of wine, and but anyway, I don't drink wine or alcohol, maybe once a week. And look, if you do, great. I'm not here to preach my sermon to you about alcohol. I'm just saying, at the age of 55, I got 20 good years left. I can't do what I used to do and still operate at a very high level. But getting back to making a decision, that is so incredibly difficult for people, because it means you're going to kind of wander into the unknown. You know, that frontier, you don't quite know what to expect. I find that exhilarating. Like, that's why I'm always taking shots left and right on things that I have no idea what the outcome's going to be. Don't care if somebody sees me do something and screw up. If I go to the gym and I try a new machine, I'm not looking around to see who's watching. I'm just going to try the new machine. If I jump on a treadmill and it throws me off or some other thing, don't care, man. It's not going to happen a second time. And even if it does, it ain't going to happen a third time. The point is, made the decision. And once you made that decision, now you're out there. Now you've put yourself out there. You got to let the judgment go. I mean, nobody cares. Nobody's watching you. You're going to turn around when you're 80 years old and look back and think, what was I so worried about? I mean, there was nobody watching me. I made up this narrative in my mind that people are going to judge me. And so what if they did? You think people are going to judge you for 20 straight years? Nobody's done, in my mind, and people that I know from 20 years ago, nobody's done a bigger 180 than me. I mean, the guy you hear now is not the guy you would have heard in 2000 or 1995. Completely different individual. Transformation cannot happen without a decision being made that you're done. You're just done with this old person. You're moving on. You don't care what people think. I know it's easier said than done. We all want people to love us, but those are not the individuals that are going to raise you up. The individuals that are going to raise you up are the people that you meet along the way on the journey of this transformation. So making a decision is so incredibly powerful, and it's so simple. Just, I'm doing it. That's all you got to say. I'm just doing it, Nothing happens without a decision. But then you move into what I think could be more important, and that is belief. Belief in yourself. Belief that you may not have the tools right now to get to that destination that you really want to get to, but the more you believe that it's possible, it's all you have to do is just believe that it's possible. And quite honestly, it's just as much that it can happen as that it can't. Could a bad thing happen? Yeah, it could. But could a really good thing happen? Many, many good things along the way? Absolutely, man. I mean, so many people are caught up, well, what if this happened? They put all these doomsday scenarios in their mind. Well, what if something good happens? When you believe in your capabilities and put in the work, you can do much more and a lot better than you think. But you have to believe in your capability. You have the capability to transform yourself. You know it. I know it. When you have conversations with yourself, you might be like me from a while back. I would just torture myself. Like, I know I can do this. I know I can launch a podcast. I know I can speak on stages. I know I can be a solopreneur and build a 7-figure business. I know I can, but I'm not doing it. Why am I not doing it? Because I never made a decision to do it, And some people might chalk that up to some motivational fluff. It isn't motivational fluff. You've got to be honest with yourself. Have I even made a decision? Have I driven my stake into the ground and say, I'm going to just move forward? They have no idea, like I said, and you shouldn't have any idea. There's no way you can have the answers to the test before you take it, And it is a test. That's why a lot of people fail it, because they go into it with kind of a lackluster decision, like, I'll give it a shot. No one ever gives anything a shot and finds success. They don't even have any even micro transformation in their life, But you got to make that decision, and then you got to believe in your capabilities, and then you have to put in the work and just watch. Watch what happens. Just watch. Belief is such a powerful thing. Not enough people talk about it. Why? Because it's corny. I believe in myself. Who wants to see somebody put that out there? I believe in myself. They're going to think, oh, geez, this person, they're all caught up. No, you got to have those conversations with yourself. But what's also powerful is having people around you. When you transform, all the negative know-it-alls in your life, they go away because they can see it. They're not dumb. They're observing. They know that you're just somebody different. I don't have anybody in my life from 30 years ago, not one person, because they didn't want to be around me. I was too positive. I wasn't this negative guy anymore. I wasn't going to the bars anymore. I wasn't, majoring in minor things and doing things that really didn't matter, that wouldn't move the needle. I wanted so much more out of my life. And it was a super passionate thing for me after I made that decision. Everybody went away. That's the best thing. I didn't have to tell anybody, hey, I need you to go away. They just went away. They didn't want to be around me. Too positive, too motivated. I was just this blowhard out there that was spewing this motivational stuff into a microphone. And I knew that they thought that I didn't even believe what I was saying, but I knew that I did believe it. And I knew when I got around other individuals, this new life that I created, that I would have individuals around me. Listen to this, okay? Wait for it. This is important. It was amazing how many people I brought into my life that said, Sam, I believe in you. I believe in you. And they meant it. It wasn't some throwaway line like, hey, how you doing? You know, how many times say, hey, how you doing? You don't even care how the person's doing. It's like it's a way to say hello these days. Do you really care how they're doing? Probably not. But when somebody says, I believe in you, that hits different. That goes to the heart, man. Like that's fuel. Like I could live on that for a year if somebody in my inner circle, somebody who I really value their opinion, said, I believe in you. And that's what happens when you start that journey, that transformational journey. So I really want to encourage you, make the decision and then believe in your capabilities and then put in the work. So let me shift gears here. If you're somebody who's interested in launching your own podcast, building your virtual stage, getting this message out there, building your own ministry, ministering to people with that story that you want to share and that lesson that you want to teach. I just developed this program. I haven't put it on an email list. I haven't posted on social media, but we're going to work with you for 30 days. And it's going to go from idea of the podcast all the way through to the launch of your podcast. And if you're somebody that maybe we've had a conversation in the past, like, hey, Sam, I love your mastermind group. Right now, it's just not a good time, or it's just too much money, or anything. That's fine. But this message is for everybody, okay? This message is for the individual who wants to build the ministry, wants to share the story, wants to teach a lesson, and to start that transformational journey. So if that is you, the price point, you're going to laugh at how low it is, okay? But the most important thing is let's call this a Black Friday offer. So let's say by the end of this year, which isn't too far away, by the way, but in 30 days, from day one, when you have your very first experience, your call, we get you going, you follow our launch plan, to the very last day, day 30, when your podcast is live and you're getting downloads from all around the world, you're going to look back and say, wow, holy cow, I believe in myself. I've got the capability. I'm going to now put in the work. This is great. I've got the plan. Simple thing to do. We don't have a sales page or anything like that. Shoot me an email, all right, sam@everydayissaturday.com, and just put podcast launch in the subject line. I'll know exactly what you're talking about. You're going to get on a call with our Director of Operations, Katie, who's also going to be running your 30-day launch plan and holding you accountable and giving you all the information that you need to get this thing going. Put launch plan in the subject line. I think I said podcast launch. You could put podcast launch. You could put launch plan. It doesn't matter. I'll know exactly what you're talking about. And in 30 days, your show is going to be live. The audience is going to grow. All right. So I hope this planted a seed in good soil with you today. You've got to make a decision and you've got to believe in your capabilities. And then it's just a matter of doing the work. But don't be afraid of the unknown. That's the best part about the journey. All right. Let's go. Let's have a day today. All right. Say it with me, gang. Have the best day ever. And that's a wrap. Another Everyday is Saturday podcast in the books. Thanks so much for listening. Would you do your boy a favor? Would you get on iTunes or wherever you listen to the Everyday Saturday podcast and leave a rating for the show? It helps amazing people like you find the show faster. And that's what I'm looking for, amazing people like you. Hey, I'm always hanging out on the interwebs. You can check me out on Instagram @EverydayIsSaturday. Let me know you're listening to the show. Love hearing from fans of the Everyday Saturday podcast. And one last thing, when you're ready to launch, get on my calendar, go to launchwithsam.com. You and I are going to work together to set rocket fuel to your dream. Are you ready? Let's do it. I'll see you on the next Everyday is Saturday podcast.